animated logo I did previously and expand it to a banner. This is how it looks like. So I take the files Van Halen PDF, Van Halen HTML, and the libraries also, and I put them in my project folder. So I have to rename them. Then I will open the PDF in Illustrator and add some elements. So first I will rename the artboard and resize it from the right. So 1940 is the new size. Like so. And now I will paste the elements, the new elements, the outline of the guitar and the text, and then I will place the guitar's background. Okay, so now I have to take the reflection, put it on top of the guitars. So I rename the background to guitars, put it behind the reflection, and then I can delete the previous clip group. Okay, so now it's time to place the outline of the guitar precisely on the background. Okay, that's good. Now I can make a clip group with all that reflection, guitar's background, and guitar outline. Okay, so now I have my group. I will just rename it. Alright. Now, that text is fairly complicated because it's a special font. So I'm going to export as an SVG, but it will be fairly heavy. Yeah, 137K. So I can reduce that. First I make a copy because I want to keep the text if I want to edit it later. And I will create outlines from the copy and simplify the path. So basically there will be half the number of points if I simplify it. And the appearance doesn't change much. So less than half the number of points. So now I'm going to try to export again as an SVG and we will see the difference. So we're starting from 137K, and if I export the simplified version, yeah, we're down to 75K, so nearly half the size. So that's good. Now I'm going to import into SVGanimator. So you see I did a refresh and it keeps the logo I did previously, and it adds the new elements like the guitar and the text. So now I just resize the layout, and now I'm going to move the animation to 4.5 seconds because it appears after the animation of the guitar. So I'm going to initialize all my elements for the guitar. First the guitar clip, so I'm going to unrotate it and put it on the left. So that's the guitar clip initialized on the left. Now reflection has to be invisible. So at 0 it's invisible. Okay. And okay, so the text is invisible, the reflection is invisible. So now I'm going to animate the guitar clip for 2.5 seconds. It will travel to the right at its initial place, so it's 0. Okay. Now I'm going to blur the background, the guitars. So they start blurred at around 25. The value of blur is around 25. And they animate for the 2.5 seconds. So they come back down to 0. The blur comes back down to 0. Okay. Now for the rotation. Back to 0. And half a second is enough. I'm not really satisfied with just the half a second. I think I will make it overlap the traveling. Start at 1, maybe. Yeah, that looks better. It starts to rotate as it's traveling, so that's good. So I have to make it tumble backwards. So it makes a 360 rotation and it goes to the left. So the rotation will take 2 seconds. Ah, you see the rotation is on the left, so it's not good. So that's why I have the RE AB toggle. RE is for relative and AB is for absolute. So I changed for absolute coordinates and I right click and you see the coordinates change. So now it will take that coordinate for the middle of my rotation. So that's good. 360 and traveling left for 2 seconds. I validate. Let's see now. Yeah, that's good. So now the blur of the guitar. Full blur and around 0.6 for the opacity. We are 1 second. Okay, now I'm going to make the text appear. So the text will fade in. First the date. It's going to fade in just after the blur. And then it will fade out around 8. And now the place will fade in. Okay, so that's good. I'm ready to export. Just gonna make it, save it and and make it responsive, and then I export. Okay, let's take a look in the browser. So this is my exported file. Excellent.